guys, what's going on? So look, right now I'm just here in this podcast session with one of my clients, Ajay, right here. Now look, Ajay has been a part of my program for a little bit now, but within a relatively short space of time, he's done quite a lot of things when it comes to obviously in the process of taking on deals, investors he's working with, and the things he's got going on right now. And I wanted to showcase that to you guys right now because I think you guys can take a lot of value from what he's going to talk about and what he's about to say. So there we go, Ajay, man. Here it is, the man himself. What's going on, bro? You're right, yeah?
I'm all right, bro, man. It's good to be here. It's good to finally be working with you directly more and more. So,
that's all good
stuff,
bro, man. That's all good. So look, what I'll start off with, obviously we're going to go throughout, we're going to touch on like all elements of your journey and stuff, where you're at right now, what you're doing. But like, just for those that don't know, like, take us back, not to the beginning, but like in terms of where it kind of started with you and how it kind of progressed. And yeah, man, just a little bit more about that.
Cool, man. Yeah, so beginning of this year, so 2023 January, I decided to do, service accommodation and stuff like that. Saw some videos on YouTube and stuff like that, on TikTok. And then I started my own business. I actually created my LTD and bank account. That's all I did though. Mm-hmm. And then I thought, I've got the money. I had 2 partners. We had around 6K wrapped together from the London area. We thought, yeah, Canary Wharf, we've seen an apartment. It's 2 to 3K. We could definitely make it happen. And then, as I was doing more research, I met Yusuf. I met yourself in March. And then once it hit March, we kind of spoke to you, told you this is where we're at. We're ready to do X, Y, Z. And you kind of made it clear to us that we're not compliant, that we're not going to be able to do this legally, that we haven't covered a lot of things, how a landlord's going to say yes to us. And I was naive, man. I'll be completely real. I was naive. I thought that I can make it happen with just having a bit of money, setting up the LTD. But I was wrong. We met Yusuf, you showed us like how to do it. We trusted you, stuff like that. And yeah, we jumped on with you in March. Started a lot of the things off. So, like building the website, making the insurances, doing all of that groundwork. But yeah, man, it became quite long. I was working full time. So I was doing it on the side and stuff like that. My 2 friends as well were working on the side as well full time. So, we started proper slow, paused in April because I'm Muslim and stuff like that. Ramadan came around. I run a charity during Ramadan. So, I didn't want to like take away my focus from that. So, you was proper understanding. I dropped him a message saying to Yusuf, look, can we press pause on this type of thing? Usually set up a 3-month plan. So obviously we had that in place what I wanted done, but we just needed to press pause. So I pressed pause, went on for the rest of the year, got through Ramadan, went back into my full-time job, and I'll be completely real, forgot about the dream, forgot about how I wanted to make this happen and how much energy I had for it. But one of the things is when you're part of the program, you're in these chats, you're in these groups, so the Telegram groups, the Facebook groups. Through the year, I was getting more and more unhappy in my full-time job as a salesperson, and I'm just seeing on the group chat people joining within the end of the month, they're sending messages, 1.5 to 2K first deal done, making profit in the first month. And I had to kick myself, man. And I was just like, I'm working 8 to 10 hours for someone else, working very hard. Sales environment is cutthroat, a lot of people are getting fired left, right, and center. I weren't happy as well, Yusuf. I'll be completely real. I wasn't happy. Left my job in August, spoke to Yusuf, said, let's get this started again. In a month and a half time, I'm managing one and I've got 1 property in Canary Wharf. So yeah, man, that's where we're at right now.
Decent, bro. No, you went quite in depth, bro, man. You went quite in depth. Nah, it's all good. It's all good, bro. Okay, cool. So just leaving off or touching on what you just left off at now.
Yeah.
You started up again probably like, a month and a half ago, right?
That's it, bro.
Cool. So within that space of time, there's been what? Like, take us through what's happened and what's transpired within that space of time between when you first kickstarted this thing off back in a month and a half till now, would you say?
Cool, yeah. So look, from August, I left my full-time role. So I have 2 partners. They carried on working and stuff like that. And they left it on my shoulders and said, cool, if you're leaving work, you need to make this happen. And, I'm South Asian. I've got a mum. I couldn't tell her that I left my, high paying job. So I kept it a secret. So that was a massive pressure for me, right? So I had to make it happen. So a month and a half time, I ended up finishing my website. And then literally most of the things, as I said, in March were done. So now I'm at the place where I'm just contacting landlords, speaking, going to viewings. I actually have one booked later today, went to one yesterday, the day before. So now we're just in the process of finding the landlords. We've found loads already. We've got a lot of connection with different landlords, even just through the one that we're working with, he was able to give these connections. We're just exhausting these resources, man, going through the platform, using the scripts that are provided, the contracts that are provided, speaking to landlords, taking them on and putting them on Airbnb and stuff like that. So that's where we're at right now, and that's what I've been doing for the last month and a half.
Okay, cool. So you mentioned 2 deals that you were able to kind of take on within that space of time, right?
Yeah.
Give us the details about those 2 deals that you've taken on, within that month and a half window.
Cool. So obviously when we restarted again, I didn't have the 6K anymore, So but within the program, you teach us the property management model, so that's a way for us to get in without paying anything to the landlord. So one of my business partners, he works in the Canary Wharf area. He met this investor through going to a gym, you know, third space and stuff like that. So yeah, it's a quite an expensive gym, but he met this investor. We spoke to him about what we do, showed him our business, and he's like, you know, I've got 3 properties that I already own. We gave him the management model, and he's like, yeah, take one on. So it's in SEA, Southeast London. So yeah, we take one on from him. So we're doing a management. We raised some money from there, got enough money, and now we've taken on our first place in Canary Wharf that's already running, and now we're looking on to take on our 3rd deal.
Okay, and that happened within the space of a month and a half.
Month and a half, bro.
That's quite a bit, bro, man. Can't
Yeah,
lie.
man.
Yeah, and I respect that, man. Respect to you, bro. I've told you that before, but obviously, you know, I'm saying this is on record type of thing. That's cool, bro. So okay, look. Okay, 2 deals in the bag already, in the process of taking on the 3rd one. Now, when it comes to like the cash flow, what's the cash flow looking like from those 2 deals, and what are you expecting the cash flow to look like from the 3rd deal and the overall amount you're going to be making?
Okay, yeah, so cool. So with the property management, obviously we're not paying the landlord any rent. He's already got some tenants in there. So there's 2 ways we could approach that: filled it up with tenants and managed it, but he had some tenants. So that worked out for us. So we're taking about 15% profit percentage from his profit from that. We played it really risky with the one place that we've got. So, you know, it's in Canary Wharf. There's not many buildings there. The local hotels, you know, they cost like 600, 500 a night. So I'll be honest with you, Yusuf, the rent is quite high for a 1-bed that we've got in the Canary Wharf area. I'll be honest with it, it's around 4 grand. But the yield is crazy, because the area we could charge a lot per night. So within both our deals, we're already sitting on around 3 to 4k per month in profit. And with this 3rd deal that we're looking to take on, we're trying to, you know, with this one, we're looking at about 1.5 to 2. So overall, you know, we're trying to look at around 6 by the end of the year to be making per month in
6,
profit.
And that's going to be, so we're in like, what, late October, right? What's the date today? Like 20th?
19th.
The 19th, yeah. So what, like a month, like 2 months, let's say?
Yeah, that's the plan. I mean, we could do more, but like, I'm working it alone. One of my partners has actually left his job now as well, a month and a half in, because I just need the help now, you know? Like, I'm doing it all alone, but I'm doing it on a big scale right now. I'm just trying to get everything on board. So, you know, he saw the money started coming in straight away. He was confident, like myself, to be able to leave, and he's helping me out now. So yeah, man, by the end of the year, definitely at least 3, looking at 4 or 5.
Nah, that's decent, bro. I mean, especially considering like a month and a half ago, this is when you actually fully kickstarted this thing off, and then what, 2 months and a bit from now, that will be the end of the year. That's like just over 3 months.
Yeah, exactly, bro.
3 months.
Yeah, man.
You're taking on what, 3 deals, maybe a couple of more. That'll be generating you at least £6,000 profit.
In profit per month, bro.
I mean, I don't know how many people that can say that. To be fair, I don't know how many people. I'm gonna keep it real.
Yeah, no, do you know what it is one of the things of, obviously, when we done this thing with you, a lot, like, we learned this skill from you. So for us, it was, well, for myself mainly, it was about how can I maximize it. I've learned the skill, like I learned how to do it, the service accommodation model, and I was just thinking about but how can I make a great amount from the less time we have. You can go for a deal, take it out, rent 2k a month, make your 1.5 to 2k a month. That's still a lot of profit, but we wanted to play it smart. I mean, I told you I left my job, I was earning a lot of money there. I had to make something change. I had to do a big switch. Hence why I took the risk and I paid £4,000 a month. But like I said to you, when you use the calculators and you see what it could produce you at what occupancy rate after we calculated it was just more worthwhile for me. So I took the risk and it's paying off.
Okay, cool. So in terms of I know you said you're working with an investor right now, and he was the one that kind of helped launch this thing off and really helped this thing take off. Like, talk to us a little bit more about that in terms of some of the details, if you want to, of course, like if you're comfortable with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, how, like more to do with like how you kind of met him and what your relationship is looking like and what potential there is with working with this investor.
Okay, cool, man. Yeah, so as I mentioned before, I have a business partner. He works in the Canary Wharf area. So he's actually signed up to the Third Space gym. That gym's like £230 a month. So obviously you can tell big players go there, right? He met him there, literally just as a guy in gym, helped him out doing a few workouts. And he just said, yeah, look, my name's, XYZ. This is why I'm take my number. We could definitely talk soon. So my friend just got familiar with him. And then like, once they met up on a casual one, they went to a restaurant together, he kind of mentioned what he does, right? So service accommodation model. Then the guy was interested. So the investor was really interested because he runs a cybersecurity company, right? So he's not dabbled in the property thing himself. Like, a lot of these rich people, they do buy-to-lets or they're landlords, right? And stuff like that. But they don't know about the service accommodation model and how much it could produce them. So my friend, he showed him what the model was. I had a meeting with him. We met, we sat down, used the analyzer and stuff like that. We showed showed him. We literally used real life examples, you know. We showed him, look, we're here in Canary Wharf. We live right next to you. Let's look at this flat. We went on open rent as you showed us, found the rent and stuff, popped it into the calculator and showed him what we could make from it. And he was impressed, man. He was proper like, you know what, this could work. And he got on board. He got on board, said, yeah, look, money's no longer an issue. And he told us that. He's like, look, find these properties. I will sponsor it. It doesn't matter. Because we sold it to him in a way. Once we used the analyzer, showed him what we can make, how long it will take for us to get our money back. All these things, we covered every single T, crossed every single like T, dotted all of the I's, you know, and he was just like, yeah, man, this will work. So now he's our like investor / partner, big, like, so this is the thing now as well. As I was telling you, we have a few viewings and stuff like that. So we actually got a HMO viewing in Tottenham. And that's something we never thought we'll dive into, you know. It costs a lot, it's a lot of work. But the investors just told us, look, find it. We can refurb it, we can pay for it. And when I mean we, it means he can. Because he can see what he can make it back. But he's giving us this now. So we found him, gave him an opportunity, but now he's giving us opportunities, saying, find this, I'll pay for it. Do this, I'll pay for it. Do this, I'll pay for it. So joint ventures, crazy thing right now. So yeah.
I think that's pretty important for a lot of people to know, because a lot of people have this like conception that when they're getting started off with, you know, property, service accommodation, Airbnbs, they obviously need a certain amount of money to get started off with. Whereas with you guys now, you guys started off with this thing. Okay, you had a little bit of money at first, a little $6,000. You didn't have that after a little bit, so you had to get a little bit more creative with it. And then obviously you came across this investor right here. He's got access to quite a bit of money, as you mentioned. So you're using that to basically fund your deals and to scale the business and to pretty much just take things further, really.
That's it, man. But I mean, you told us that, right? Networking is massive, bro. You told us, like, you know, we got to find people. These are the places you'll find them. Don't go to just your property events, because there's going to be 100 people and all of them are exactly like you, looking for that 1 to 10 landlords saying the same things. I mean, you showed us there's a lot of other ways to find these people and network. I mean, we've done it and it's paying off.
100%, man. I just think a lot of people, like, they really need to hear it from people that are actually doing it. They're on the ground. I'm going to keep it real. It's one thing me saying it.
Yeah.
But then, like, when they're actually seeing it, especially for someone like you, you're quite young, bro. You're 23, right?
Yeah, 23 only,
23 years old.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, especially your age as well, and people similar to your age or even a little bit younger than you, they may hear that and think, nah, this guy's just chatting shit. It's too good to be true. Like, just waffling, But like where they now see it and thinking, right, like my man really started off with not that much. Obviously, he's got partners and that, and now he's doing these things. Yeah. And he's taking on these deals. He's making this much cash flow. Like, right, like it's actually possible. Like we can make this happen ourselves as well.
Yeah,
like,
man.
As cheesy as it sounds, like if you can do it, why can't I? Type of thing. You know what I'm saying?
That's why I got involved. I looked at it, I was like, if Yusuf could do it, I mean, like, your story's out there, right? You've been to jail and stuff like that. For me, it was just like, if someone could do it from, like, you know, going through all that adversity in life. I'm quite educated. I went uni and stuff like that, got a degree and stuff like that. But, I was going through the 9-to-5 route and I just weren't seeing a way out, man. And it's like, you're right, man. It's like, seeing it is one thing, but then taking the whole hog, leaving your job, doing this, seeing it actually happen and then making it happen. Yeah, man. All I could do was see it from your example and make it happen. So a month and a half, put the work in. It'll work, man. It does work and it is real. Yeah, man. So
what would you kind of say to the people that just find it hard to believe, basically? They're just like, nah, man, it's just, I don't think it's possible, man. I think these lot are just waffling, they're chatting.
Yeah, you know? What I'd say to those people is check my socials out, you know? Look, in all honesty, look, we are growing right now. So we're in this growth stage and you're just going to see a lot more coming out of us, obviously as well as you. So, you know, if people are there not believing in this, one of the biggest things I ask people, you know, is like, other than education, when have you ever invested in yourself? You know, when have you invested in like educating yourself, teaching yourself a new skill that will work, that's tried and tested, you know? And whenever I ask people that, especially around my age, 23, I mean, so I got asked this year and I said I haven't, and it kind of stuck to me and I was like, wow, you know, like this is the difference between me and someone that's successful, you know? The successful person looks for education, they look for skills to learn, and they look to the people doing it, right? The professionals. And I had to kind of like, you know, just get my head out of a certain place of like, you know, paying for these courses, paying for education, stuff like that. It's not worth it. Like I had to get my mind frame out of that. Like I said, I kicked myself and said, you know, do this once, try it out and believe in yourself. So if you're saying you don't believe in the idea, I'm pretty sure everyone will say here they believe in themselves, right? So if you believe in yourself properly and you believe you could put that work in, why can't you make it work for yourself? And that's what I'd say to the people that don't believe, man. Yeah?
I feel you, bro. How much of an impact would you say actually actually joining the program and getting started off with that and linking up with the people in the program has actually made on you in your situation right now?
Bro, the biggest thing I'd say is, do you see that in-person event that we had? Smashed it. That was amazing, man. Look, there's stuff like, obviously, you teach us the networking stuff and stuff like that. You teach us all of the skills to creating your personal profile, all of that. But you bring in professionals on that day, man. I got to meet other people from the SA club, and I created some links with people that are part of the club, you know. Some of them, so there's one of the guys that was actually in, I think it was Portsmouth. So he isn't looking to do anything in London yet, but he wants to do joint ventures, and he's part of the program, you know. I met him, I said, look, I'm based here. And he's like, yeah, let's keep each other in contact and stuff like that. If I find opportunities here, which he does, he has friends that does it here, he'd be more than happy to do a joint venture. So the networking with other members that are interested in this, that was one massive thing. But like I said, the in-person event, you bringing in these skilled workers that aren't just yourself, you know. Like I think it was the Ibrahim guy doing the networking one, killed it, man. It's like being able to find this information as well as being part of this program. I didn't think I was going to be able to get that, so I think that excelled me forward a lot. I think it was the guy that did the one on the personal profiles. That was sick, man. It's like it really taught me what I need to do in terms of myself away from the business. So I think being a part of this with you, you know, I'm learning a lot more away from the service accommodation model, not just about, you know, the property side of things, but, you know, learning about how to create a personal profile, how to, you know, network, how to like make yourself become an asset rather than you buying assets. So I think that's probably the biggest skills that I've got out of you.
Okay, let me ask you a question. Do you, like, obviously, because things got moving pretty quickly since you restarted things with the Airbnb business, of course.
Yeah.
Did you actually expect it to go that quickly?
So I've got two partners, right?
Yeah.
We said one by the end of the year. That's what we said. We said, let's get one by the end of the year. That would be good. And that was our plan. I mean, that was my timetable. It was, one by the end of the year, but it's moving so fast, Yusuf, man. And I'm here for it, you know. I'm not upset about that. You know, I'm not like, you know, it's good that it's broken my plans, because now it's like I've had to replan now. I'm in a position of, okay, cool, I need to replan, but every day it's changing. So the more it's changing and it's getting better, I have to keep replanning, and it's just growth. So I'm not going to complain.
Okay, so what's the plans for you then, man? Going forward, man, what's the big plans?
So going forward overall, so obviously you're still there supporting us. I know you're looking into the international markets right now and stuff like that. So we're trying to, you know, consolidate our skill here, consolidate what we have here, you know, kill the game here, and then look internationally. So that's the plan for me. You know, buying properties maybe on the later side, but I'm looking to do this internationally because it's Airbnb, you know, it runs in the whole world, right? It's not just here, right? I see some people in the States doing it and stuff like that. I see people in places like Dubai and that. The markets are still small. So I want to just get this in, perfect it, and start moving international. That's what I'm doing moving forward.
That's cool, man. That's cool. I respect that. So in terms of like, let's say this time next year, like what sort of targets, what sort of goals would you set for yourself and the business for you to be able to kind of hit and pretty much get to?
Okay, yeah, no. So, but now, like I said, we said one by the end of the year. By this time next year, we want to be on 10. That's the aim. Okay. So, I mean, we are working every single day on this, viewings every single day and stuff like that. So the pipeline's there. So we know we can reach 10.
I mean, I think if you've taken on if you're in the process of taking on 3 now,
yeah.
I mean, and it's been like what? How long has it been? Like a month and a half, maybe 2 months? Like, come on, bro. I think 10 by this time next year is that's the bare minimum. Like, it shouldn't even be like, you know what I'm saying? That should be on that's like worst case scenario type of thing, man, you know?
So, I mean, and I told you this, innit? I work on the lower of averages, right? You work on the lower of averages, so when you exceed it, you're happier, right? So I'm saying at least 10. Aim is between 10 to 15. 10 should definitely happen, but once we get that, we should be making a very, very, very healthy cash flow where we can start doing international projects. So that's the aim.
So let me ask you one more question, yeah? So obviously you got people out here that are looking to, you know what I'm saying, better their situations, build their own business, get involved in their own stuff, getting started with property, etc., but they're hesitant. You know, they may have certain thoughts, certain doubts, they're not sure if it's going to work for them, etc., but they want to do it. They've been seeing, obviously, maybe they've checked you out, maybe they checked other people out, maybe you see myself, they like what's going on, they really want to do it, but something's holding them back. Like, what would you say to those people?
Well, I would say to those people, you know, taking that first step, it covers probably 80% of your journey. You know, like going into this, like I said, it only took a month and a half, but doing it properly instead, in terms of like, not, let me just do one thing for 1 hour, like, you know, let me build up my website. Look, if you're nervous about getting started, I think what you should do in terms of like, think about what you want out of this. Don't think about the process in the beginning. Think about what your future is, what you want out of it, and then calculate that. And then then with that, it should create some urgency. You know, if you're like, for me, a big thing was, you know, to be able to look after my mum and pay for things like that. So I had my pain points. And I think for people that are nervous, discover your pain points, you know, discover why you want to do things. Yes, it's a risk. Yes, you're going to have to put some work in and stuff like that. And, you know, it might not work. I mean, I haven't seen it not work with anyone here, but you got to take that risk, right? I mean, the most successful people here, they don't sit around, right? They look at what they can do, look at the experts, know it works, and then they take that step. So I'd say people that are nervous, find your pain point, explore that, and take that first step, because that's 80% of the journey done. That's what I'd say to people.
No worries, bro. No, I appreciate the wise words, man. We appreciate the wisdom, man.
All good, bro.
Cool. So look, obviously we're pretty much gonna wrap that up now. But before we do that, if anyone wants to kind of check you out, see what you're about, and just follow your stuff, like, where can they catch you on?
I'm on Instagram, social medias, all of that. So my personal profile is ajfa.h, but my business profile is aks.estates. I'll make that very clear with Yusuf later on anyway and stuff like that. So when you see it, yeah, find me there. You can see my journey. I am just starting out. I was quite shy to do all of these videos and stuff like that. I have started doing them, so you're gonna see a lot of that stuff there. But yeah, check me out, ajfa.h or aks.estates.
Ajfa.h, aka.estate. 3 deals, month and a half, on to big things. 23 years old. Make it happen, bro, man.
Let's keep it going. Let's keep it going, bro.
Love for that, bro.